Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. It's Nat here. I I feel like I owe everyone an apology because the last time I uploaded my video was last week of January. And starting from that day, parang ang daming nangyari around our country. All universities worldwide or in the Philippines was forced to close down. We had the pandemic. We had the closure of the biggest broadcasting company in the Philippines, ABS-CBN, which threatened 11,000 lives. We had the terror bill, the implementation of it. We had a senator telling frontline workers to work harder even though despite being overworked. Ang daming nangyari. In short, ang daming nangyari. Right now is August 4 and ilang days na lang papasok na naman or pa-start na naman ang online classes. So, I will give you tips and tricks kung paano ako mag-aral and how to survive online classes as a pre-medical student or as a medical student. Maybe applicable din naman to sa a lot of students, every college students and also high school students. So, watch out and learn. Okay, for step number 1 is to declutter or linisin nyo muna yung work area nyo. Kasi as college students or as students, kapag makalat or madami kayong clutter around your study area, it promotes stress and anxiety. And anxiety na nga yung, or stress na nga yung pag-aaral mo ng anatomy, ng physiology, or ng math, science. Mas stress ka pa sa kalat, diba? So, what we should do first is to clean or linisin ang kalat natin, okay? So, yun ang gagawin natin. So, ito yung setup ko guys when I'm usually studying. And we have here the sleeping. The iPad hulog. We have here the iPad. We have there the AirPods, of course. Generation 1 pa ata to. This one's my pencil case. Konti lang yung highlighters ko unlike other medical students na sobrang daming highlighters. I have there my laptop. I have there my materials that I usually study. And I also have here my iced coffee, of course, paubos na. And I also have here my plant, plantito, which I really love. Nagsusurvive naman siya so far. So, oh my God! So, ngayon tapos na akong maglinis ng room ko. Step number 2, of course, is to prepare your light snack na kakainin mo while you are eating. Ang explanation dito is that pag kasi wala akong kinakain while I'm studying, inaantok ako. So, that's what I'm trying to avoid. So, the problem ko nung first year and second year college ko is that when I'm studying, I eat a lot. Tapos yung kinakain ko while I'm studying is hindi healthy. So right now, what I'm trying to do is to eat healthy, like fruits, oatmeal, yung mga snacks ko. So that nagigising ako at the same time I'm staying healthy. So, tara, let's prepare my light snack. And, okay, I'm here now sa kitchen and ang plan ko is to have some oatmeal before I study. Okay. Tapos, hindi water yung nilalagay ko, which is milk. Okay, we have this. And we have this. And I feel like kulang sa milk yung oatmeal. Okay, it's good. Then after this, akyat na ako to start studying. Now that we are done with tip number 1 and tip number 2, my tip number 3, of course, is to record or voice record your professors, whether online classes or face-to-face classes. This tip or this hack na found out or natutunan ko lang siya when I was in first year college, because I've noticed kapag nag-e-exam ako, not everything na nasa exam, although memorize ko ng lahat ng PowerPoint, like all the words memorize ko, but pagdating ng exam, I felt like, oh, this one's not in the PowerPoint. So, yun pala, yun yung in-explain ng professors like verbatim, not, wala talaga sa PowerPoint. Parang yun yung side kwentos of professor. Like, that's their tactic for students to listen. They don't put everything in the PowerPoint. They just put short phrases and they will explain it. That's their technique so that students will listen to them. And yun yung hindi ko alam when I was in freshman. So, starting second semester of first year college, that's the time I recorded all the lectures of my professors, especially major subjects like analytical chemistry, histology, and that's the time I saw a great improvement sa score ko or sa mga exam score and sa grades ko, because alam ko na yung mga side kwentos and side informations that my professors will include in the examination. I organized the voice recordings, and ito yung like this one, like for example, kapag medical technology, we have a laboratory and a lecture. So what I usually do is put lecture, then subject, then the date, of course, so that I know kung kailan nangyari yun. And I also know kung ano yung PowerPoint na nagamit. And this one, biochem, that's it. Kompleto to lahat. Some of them na-delete ko na kasi pass na naman, you know. Biochem, the topic, that's it. Everything is almost here. That's it. MT law, CPH. For the recommended format, I suggest you have first the subject, the topic, and of course, the date. Let's say, for example, the subject is biochemistry lec, and the topic is about enzymes, and the date today is August 4, 2020. And basically, that's it. That's how you organize your recordings. For my tip number 4, guys, is of course, make your own reviewer. I know medyo mahirap gumawa ng sarili mong reviewer, lalo na pag kulang yung time mo. But I suggest you make your own reviewer kasi it really helps me a lot. Kasi if one benefit kapag ikaw yung gumawa ng sarili mong reviewer is that you know the position. Dito yung sagot na yan, dito yan, dito yan, dito yan, dito ko makikita sa right side, dito sa bottom part. I know you get what I mean, di ba? Like, parang may spatial memory ka na kung saan nakalagay yung mga words kapag ikaw yung gumawa ng sarili mong reviewer. Plus, isasama natin yung step number 3 or tip number 3, which is record your professor, right? So, while making your own reviewer, mai-include mo yung mga sinabi ng professor mo doon sa reviewer na gagawin mo. So, kapag print mo or pag inaral mo siya sa iPad mo, kumpleto na siya ulit. And of course, making your own reviewer is also a form of review na din. Parang tinatype mo kasi siya eh. So, it's like matatandaan mo yung spelling and stuff like that just by making a reviewer. And of course, kumpleto na lahat doon. Not just barely reading the PowerPoint. Gumagana yung hands mo, gumagana yung utak mo, gumagana yung ears mo. It's like everything or yung 5 senses mo gumagana when you're doing a reviewer. Pakita ko lang sa inyo guys on how I make my own reviewers. So, ayan. Ito, basically, ito yung mga nasa PowerPoint ng professor namin. Then, ito yung mga stuff na, yung mga naka-red, yun yung mga side kwento ng prof ko, which is very important. Mga reverse transcriptive enzymes, appoints president. Yan yung mga tinatanong ng professors namin sa exam, which is wala sa PowerPoint nila. So, of course, dito, nakakalagay din ako ng stuff like mga acronym ko, which is very important. Kapag mag-aaral ako sa reviewer, na-annotate ko din yung mga reviewers ko. And, ayan. And, of course, asan pa ba yan? This one, like this one, wala yan sa PowerPoint. And of course, kapag tinatype ko kasi siya, I always remember that. Parang namamuscle memory ko. And at the same time, yan. Yung mga naka-red, wala yan sa PowerPoint. And nakalagay, note additional information. Is it possible to authorize specimen collector at the same time? Yes. Yan yung mga nice to know facts which they include in our final exams or quizzes. And dapat alam niyo yan. It's very important. Ayun, mga naka-red na naman, side kwentos. And of course, yeah.
Okay, to summarize, here are my tips in making reviewers. First is to divide your reviewers into 2 columns to save space. Next is to make your fonts readable. I suggest fonts like Arial, Times New Roman, and my favorite font, Garamond. Lastly is to assign different colors of font in the following. I usually use black color for information from the PowerPoint or book, and red color for information from the voice recordings. And basically that's it. That's how you make reviewers for your subjects.
Okay, let's say for example, you're already done with step number 3 and step number 4. So, after that, of course, if you want to print your reviewers, then print it. If you want to use an application or use your iPad, then use it. So, after this, I am actually about to study the reviewer na ginawa ko na. Let's say, for example, I want to study mycology, which is a subject or a major subject in medical technology. So, ito, I'm actually using a app, which is GoodNotes app. It allows you to annotate yung reviewer and write different notes on top of the things na nakasulat sa reviewer. Let's say, for example, this. Mycology. Okay, I usually like the color dark blue, tapos red, tapos green. Wala lang. Relaxing. I suggest if you guys are highlighting or doing highlights, use only 3 colors. Kapag madami kayong ginamit na colors, medyo nakakalito na yun, which is not good. Okay, now let's start. We have here mycology, diba? Mycology. Oh no, mycology. Okay. I usually study of fungi. Nilalagyan ko ng mga check marks to remember na fungi. It's fungi. Tapos, etymology is myx, meaning mushroom. Then, what I usually do is to annotate it na uulitin ko yung mga words na sobrang hirap or if feel ko dun ako magkakamali sa spelling, if identification yung exam, I usually write it here sa reviewer ko. Then like ulitin ko ng uulitin hanggang sa my muscles can remember it already. Parang muscle memory na. Of course, like this, for example, mics. Okay, mics. Then, pag narinig ko yung word na mushroom, automatic the answer is mics. That's it. That's how I associate things. Then, for example, this, puffballs. Feel ko naman hindi to masyadong itatanong ng professor ko. Tapos yun yung lalabas sa exam, yung mga film mo na hindi kasama. So, aralin na din natin. Molds. Molds. Nakakainis yung times na, hindi naman to mahalaga, so familiarize ko na lang. Tapos yun yung lalabas sa exam, number 1. Tapos parang, nasira na yung discard mo on how to answer. Na bad trip ka na while answering the exam kasi akala mo, it's not important, but yun yung number 1. Hey. Now, for example, this one, importance of fungi. I check it. Component, of course. Tapos, nutrition. Bread making. Food production. Okay. So, ang gagawin ko is to annotate it like BBC. Okay. Mali. BBC. So, hindi ko malilimutan yung BBC. Hindi ko malilimutan yung BBC. Okay, sure ako, hindi ko malilimutan yun. BBC. Okay, yan. BBC. So, the meaning of BBC ay, anong meaning ng BBC? It's bread making, beer, citric acid, Tapos, ito, antibiotic source. Ito yung medyo mahirap when you are dealing with major subjects in the field of medicine or like, for example, sa MedTech na lang. Ang daming sobrang habang words which is very difficult to memorize lalo na kapag nagsama-sama na sila lahat. Like, for example, penicillium notatum. Of course, itatanong yan sa exam, tas identification pa. Wrong spelling is wrong, then kailangan naka-italicize when you write it down. So, penicillium notatum, antibiotic source. Penicillium notatum. Okay, I use green pag annotate na. Ayoko nung, when I'm typing, ayoko nung masyadong makapal. So, penicillium, ang spelling ng penicillium notatum. Nalilimutan ko na yung notatum. Okay, that's it. Penicillium notatum. And of course, when you're writing, one tip like for freshies, if you're writing scientific names, ayaw ng mga professors in our department, lalo na MedTech, like, you don't underline the scientific terms. Minamalian nila if you don't underline it. Okay, for my last tip, guys, after nyo aralin, it's very important to quiz yourself or make exam for yourself. Ang ginagamit kong application dito is the Quizlet. For example, for terms like, for example, i-compare mo yung fungi and bacteria. So, sometimes, madaming nalilito, ang daming terms, ang daming comparison nila. But if you use the Quizlet, you can make a quiz for yourself na parang flashcards na lang na lalabas yung word. Ano to? Oh, fungi. Ano to? Bacteria. Ano to? Fungi. Like that. So, like now, I'm typing it and tuturuan ko kayo on how to import your quiz from Word to Quizlet, which is what I usually do kapag ganun yung type of questions na feel kong lalabas sa exam, which is most likely lumalabas. And ganito yon. So, first of all is to open a Word document, then type nyo lang yung mga comparison. Like, for example, no sterol except in mycoplasma. Then, you press the tab. Okay, bacteria yon. Then, for example, composed of peptidoglycan. That's also a bacteria. Then, don't forget to press tab. Malalaman nyo kung bakit kailangan i-press yung tab later on. So, don't forget to press the tab, bacteria. Then, you go to Quizlet sa website nila. Yun, meron na pala ako. So, create. So, for example, the title is my bacteria, fungi versus bacteria. Okay, balik tayo. Oh no, balik tayo dito. Then, lagay natin. That's it. Then, makikita nyo, ayan na siya.
Here's the result. It's actually a flashcard. Sa first side is the question and sa back side is yung sagot. This application is very good for active recall.
Studies show that by testing yourself or making quizzes for yourself, mas mataas yung nakukuhang score ng isang bata because actually there are different types of learning. We have the passive learning and we have the active learning. When you're just passively reading the reviewer, then maybe konting percentage lang yung na-absorb mo. But if you're doing the active learning, which is writing down the hard terms, yung mga difficult spelling, you are actually doing active recall. At the same time, kapag you're doing or you're testing yourself through Quizlet or any apps would do, you're actually triggering your mind or like tricking your mind na, ay, exam na to. So, pagdating mo ng exam, your mind or your brain is already trained or mas mabilis yung stimulus na pumasok sa utak mo since sanay ka na nga eh. That's why it's important to practice, test, and test before a certain examination. And of course, that's all for today's video. Hopefully, you guys learned something today and hopefully, magamit nyo this upcoming online classes and pagbalik natin sa new normal face-to-face classes. Although I know medyo matagal pa before it happens here in the Philippines given the current situation of our country. So, what we can do is just to really stay at home, practice social distancing, don't go out if it's not essential, but we also need to acknowledge the fact that not everyone is privileged enough na manatili or just to stay at home. A lot of Filipinos need to work kasi no work, no pay sila. They need to provide food on the table. They need to feed their children. That's why I'm linking different organizations down below who are doing such a great job in helping our frontliners and helping out people na unemployed like our jeepney drivers na walang biyahe ngayon kasi banned ang public transportation in MECQ areas. So if you have the financial capacity, please donate. Any amount would do. Kasi pag pinagsama-sama natin yan, malaki na din yan. And it can make a difference sa lives ng mga frontliners at the same time sa mga jeepney drivers na walang pagkukunan ng income ngayon. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And this has been NAT TV, now signing off. Bye-bye!